it right now, man, it is insane that
Monk
this
inside.
man wants to be moved. Give me 1 second. That this man wants to be moved in a spur of a moment. It came out today that De'Aaron Fox, the Kings are looking to move De'Aaron Fox before the trade deadline, which is on February 6th. De'Aaron Fox just coming from a big game, dropping 30 points from Brooklyn. And the Kings are now 24-22. Fox has informed the team that he would like to be moved to the Spurs before the trade deadline to join up with Wemby. This is wild information. Fellas, I got so many questions, and I want to know, starting with you, Brooklyn, should this be the way they go, allowing him to move right over to the Spurs?
You really hate to see it. I love seeing De'Aaron Fox play, but for the organization of the Kings itself, we barely even talk about them. They're barely in the subject at all, if ever. So for the fact that your only is trying to leave, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Now, on the aspect of Fox actually going over to San Antonio, I believe all points that is the best place for someone like him, especially if they are able to retain Chris Paul and be able to learn behind Chris Paul, but they're not. Chris Paul would be out. Chris Paul would be gone. De'Aaron Fox would now fit in, and it would be fitting like a glove.
Farrell, talk to me.
Looking from a talent standpoint, that would be a good move if somebody decided to do that. However, him making demands like he's some generational talent. See, LeBron could do that. LeBron could demand to go somewhere because it's generational. You know, he's done something to catapult the organization into another level. So he can make demands like that. What has De'Aaron Fox done? What has he done? What has he done for Sacramento to want to make a demand of something? Besides get their head coach fired because he pouted.
What? Some of the things to respond to right there. Insane take. Pharaoh, I don't want to call you drunk, right? I don't personally think you a drinker. But you sound inebriated, Pharaoh. What has he done? He's made them a perennial playoff team, which they have not been since they battled Kobe and Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Since Divac and Mike Bibby, they have not been a perennial playoff team. They are now. I don't think that we treat him like he's a regular player. He is the star player of that team. Him or Sabonis. Sabonis wouldn't do it. He doesn't have that personality, I feel like. He doesn't have that cachet, right? But De'Aaron Fox? Absolutely. I was him. I would tell him where I want to go. Wouldn't you? You want to get traded to the Hornets?
And on that topic, go ahead, Fair.
No, go ahead, Brooklyn.
I was going to just respond to that as well and hop on that as well, just because there's no way you're going to tell me after all these years, the only player to come in here to make your team relevant, like I just said in my take, is trying to leave you, and that's your only news for years on years on years. And this is the saddest thing for the Kings, just because they were just in the playoffs. They had a whole thing of light the beam and getting hype, and there's some actual promise in Sacramento, and that's on top of the shoulders of De'Aaron Fox, purely and solely.
Yeah. Hold on, Farrell. I want to see. So, Farrell, your response to that? Do you want to respond to that?
Yeah, because the reason why I said what I said, not that he's not a star player, because he is. He's definitely a star player. But him being the star player there, you got your head coach fired because you pouted because he got on you because you made a bad decision. But you're supposed to be the star player and the leader. But you want to go somewhere with a head coach that's going to give you less leeway than your last coach did. Not only that, what I'm talking about is he's not a generational player. Generational players can make demands like that. He don't have a generational cachet to sit here and make demands of where he wants to go.
I mean, for that franchise, they may consider him to be generational for the fact that when it comes to their leaderboards, he's ranked in 5th in field goals with over 4,000, 4th in total points and over 11,000, 4th in threes, 4th in assists, and 2nd in steals, all time for the Kings. And the Kings did have amazing talent there. So him being in that conversation with the greatest Kings players of all time, I mean, it's a big deal. Are you going to say he's a world beater? Probably not, right? But he is somebody that demands respect in this league. He's a multi-time All-Star, and he took the Spurs. He took the Warriors to Game 7. And he was he was one of the most clutch players in the league for the last 2 years before this year. The Mike Brown thing, I do take that very seriously though. He got Mike Brown fired. He did.
He did do that. I didn't even comment on that one because he did that.
For no reason. This is for no reason. And I hate that in particular because Mike Brown was
part of my problem with him.
Mike Brown was the coach of the year, right? Was the coach of the year. And then he took you guys to the playoffs, right? With De'Aaron Fox, right? And they aren't that far away from being a team. Like in the Western Conference, it's like people want to compare them to Portland, but they're not Portland. They have two very strong players. When I say Portland, I mean Portland with Damian Lillard, right? They have two strong players with Fox and Sabonis. Also, and if I was them, I wouldn't give a damn about moving him or where he wants to go to the end of the season. Because you're only going to get rushed offers. It's only a couple days away.
And you don't get probably compensated for what you're losing. No.
By the way, Brooklyn, they won't need to trade Steph Curry. They won't need to trade Steph Curry. Chris Paul. I'm sorry. They won't need to trade Chris Paul because this is a new contract for him that he signed to the Spurs. He's not getting paid as much. That contract he had with the Warriors is over with. So he doesn't have that big contract.
I believe in Chris Paul. I always believed in Chris Paul. So I believe if you could get Chris Paul on your team, you have a leader. And now, especially in the older age, you have someone who could teach the young generation how to actually be a point guard.
Yeah. I'm looking at this right now, man. I don't like, right, how this whole thing was being met. His agent is Rich Paul, so expect him to get moved. And expect him to get moved. Hey, when I say, listen, shout out to Rich Paul, all right? If it's one man that's winning right now, winning right now, it is Rich Paul. Rich Paul's getting it done, okay? Hey, Rich Paul is literally backing every major player in the league, it seems like, right? And my boy got a deal.
Yeah, my boy got a deal.
Hey, bro. Hey, a win. You know what I'm saying? But expect him to be moved. I do not think, Brooklyn, what you said, that Spurs are the most optimal place for De'Aaron Fox. I honestly think the Lakers would be the most optimal place for De'Aaron Fox. And I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead.
I'm not because I'm a Lakers fan.
I was sitting here thinking that first when you said it.
Not because I'm a Lakers fan. But
I think I know where you're going with this stuff. Yeah.
He runs really good with the big, but he's never had a dominant big like AD. Sabonis is a very smart big who can play that dribble handoff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that pick and roll game is going to be nasty. He can stretch the floor. He's very fast. He can run the floor. And he plays okay defense. And plus, LeBron's not going to be there long term. He's got about 2 or maybe 2 years left, right? If he wants to be the star of a team with the cachet and it has the I want to say, because when I feel like when LeBron leaves, the Lakers will be able to make more deals because teams hate on LeBron. I swear I do believe that. They don't want LeBron to get more talent. So once Pelinka and LeBron are gone, AD and De'Aaron Fox in a Laker uniform will be one of the nastiest duos you ever seen.
Yeah.
I
That'd be
think
crazy work.
Wemby, because my problem with Wemby, Brooklyn and Farrell, no matter where he goes or who's with him, he does not know what to do off the ball. He sets screens to nothing. He doesn't roll properly. He needs the ball in his hand to be able to create. He's a horrible big man. He is a great NBA player, but a horrible big man. That is my opinion of Wemby.
Yeah.
So
it's the small things that big man he's not good at. He's a great shooter. He's a great scorer.
He's an okay shooter.
He's great.
I was going to say the same thing. He's not even that great of a shooter.
Well, he's great at denying at the rim, but the other small things you need to do as big, like you said, set the screen, know when to roll, know when to pop, spatial awareness. So we were talking about earlier, spatial awareness.
Awareness, important. So yeah, I mean, I would love to see what he does. You know what I'm saying? Where they move him. There's not many teams because of this new bargaining agreement that has space and money to be able to make a deal for him. And he can easily, I'm telling you right now, bro, because who has the picks right now? Spurs have some picks, but you know who got picks and need a player? Brooklyn. Brooklyn has picks. You know who else has picks?
Ooh.
They could be a part of this deal. They wanted to. Who needs a big? They're gonna blow this. If you're sending it to Fox, you're probably sending out Sabonis too. You're blowing it up. I don't believe that you're getting somebody back that's gonna make it better. You're blowing it up. You know who need a big right now because everybody's injured? The Thunder. The Thunder has space and they got picks.
That would be nasty.
Chet is
out. Going to the Thunder?
Hartenstein out. Yes. Hartenstein is out. It could be a 3-team trade, or they can move some things around. Man. This right here can shake up the league.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You put Shea and Sabonis together? Oh, man.